Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as I give you guys video number 1 of 2. Double upload day, of course. Make sure you guys are here later on tonight as I drop video number 2 for you. And if you want to be able to be here for that and you want to get notified, there's 2 things to do, which is hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. And don't forget, if you do enjoy this video, smash the like button. Let's get cracking, right? Socials are on screen as well, so make sure you're giving us a follow, which is where I've discovered everything that I'm about to say right now, which this is going to be a very interesting video because I wasn't expecting this. We've spoken about Harry Maguire, Gareth Southgate over the past 2 days, and unbelievably, today, Harry Maguire's mum has come out with a statement. Harry Maguire's mother has released a statement. I don't know, how are we here? How are we here? Anyway, we're going to read the statement and then we're going to get into what needs to be said, because I think things are getting into an area where it really shouldn't get to, and it's completely unnecessary. So, let's clarify the situation, and I think some real talk needs to be said today. Let's get into it. Here's Harry Maguire's mum's statement. As a mum, seeing the level of negative and abusive comments in which is receiving from some fans, pundits and the media is disgraceful and totally unacceptable to any walk of life, never mind someone who works his socks off for club and country. I was there in the stands as usual. It's not acceptable what's been created over nothing. I understand that in world of football, there are ups and downs, positive and negatives, but what Harry receives has gone far beyond football. For me, seeing him go through what he's going through is not okay. I'd hate to have to see other parents or players go through this in future, especially young boys and girls breaking through the ranks today. Harry has a massive heart, and it's a good job he's mentally strong and can handle it as others may not be able to. I wish this sort of abuse on nobody. I got a few things to say off the bat. First and foremost, Harry Maguire's mum, I think, is releasing this from a good place. It's his mum, of course. Right, and his mother has a right to speak, of course, in a way that she feels acceptable when it's in regards to her son, right? That is a bond and a relationship that everyone can understand. Why she's saying what she's saying, because it's her boy, right? Fair. But I'm going to hit some home truths. Welcome to the world of football, Mumsy. I'm going to call you Mumsy, right? I hope that's respectful enough. Mum, it's a very, very understandable statement that you've decided to put out. However, it does not reflect the reality of football. I'm sorry. That's not to say abuse is okay. It's not okay. But reality is reality. Social media has amplified everything nowadays, but it doesn't mean that it didn't exist before. This is something that's always been in the game. When a player plays bad, fans get on the case of a player. When a player plays good, fans get on the case of a player in a good way. That's the reality. But the problem isn't Harry Maguire. This is the thing. Harry Maguire is, I almost want to say, is he the scapegoat? The way that he's playing, right, is in correlation with the amount of criticism he's getting. That's facts. And that's the reality, and that's how it's always been. As I've said, though, social media has amplified that, because now everyone has a platform to come on and talk and put their opinions across and whatnot, and it seems amplified when in reality, it's exactly the same. Why is it exactly the same? Because people now have platforms to come on and type, whereas back in the day, people would just go to the pub and just, vent their criticisms to their friends and their mates and people that can hear from the bar across. That's basically it. That's how it used to be. Or they'd go to the stadium and you'd hear whether it's boos or cheers or chants or songs or whatever, which still goes on today. So nothing's really changed. But the only thing that's changed is that everyone now has access to more opinion. That's basically it. So I can understand this statement coming from a good place. But like I've said, the problem isn't Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's mum has mistaken this for everyone's targeting Maguire. Everyone's coming for Maguire. You're this and you're this and you're this. No. You've read the situation wrong. That's not the problem. Harry Maguire is playing the way that he's playing and getting criticism for it. That's it. I also want to say, for this season, because this is something that's gone on for a few seasons now, right? Harry Maguire has been In terms of performances, let's be honest. And this is where we need to be honest. We need to be real and not be scared in terms of what needs to be said here. This is why criticism is okay. Abuse, and whether it's death threats or things like that, of course, that's ridiculous and that's outrageous. Don't do that. But you don't need me to come on and tell you to not do that. You're stupid if you do that. Or you're deluded, or you're insane. Or you're just a sick individual. Simple as that. But those are people in society that have always existed, and you're not going to get rid of them. So the best thing to do is, when you see it, is to get them punished or just ignore them. When in talking about criticism due to his performances, that has gone on for a few seasons now. That's not new. The problem with this situation right now isn't how he's playing. It's the fact that he is playing for England. That's the problem. Why? He's not playing for Manchester United. Is he playing for Man United? No. How many minutes has he got this season for Man United? Barely any. Erik ten Hag's dropped him. From the moment Ten Hag came in, all of a sudden we saw Maguire drop, didn't we? Because Maguire was Man United captain, if you guys remember. All of a sudden he finds himself on the bench. He doesn't play many minutes. But when he does, right, it's not a lot. Based on that, this is where people have flipped their lids. Based on that, Southgate still somehow thinks it's acceptable to call him up and play him. Not just call him up, which he shouldn't have been called up. And that's something I will happily say to Harry Maguire's mum. It's not a case, we shouldn't be basing things on sympathy. Oh, Harry Maguire's been criticised, therefore we've got to call him up because we got to play him because he's getting criticised. No, that's not how it works. That's not how life works. Don't play, with all due respect, like I said, I accept his mum coming out and putting this statement because it's her boy. I understand that. But let's not play the victim card. Let's not do that. Football shouldn't have that. You shouldn't be playing based on the victim card. I'm sorry. You're getting criticism for a reason. Other players aren't getting the same amount of criticism. Why? Because they're putting some sort of relatively good performance in. But on top of that, with Harry Maguire, like I said, it's not even about the performance itself, because people would know what to expect from Harry Maguire. He's been completely off form. Man United fans will argue that he should have gone to West Ham. That if he had gone to West Ham, he'd be getting minutes over then. He'd be getting minutes understandably because West Ham would be playing him because he got a move there, and obviously they're going to be using their new player. That's logical. Now you understand why playing at West Ham would be more acceptable. But he didn't go to West Ham. That collapsed for whatever reason, but that move collapsed. Man United are in no position to be forced to use him. But the fact that they're not using him, Southgate still thinks it's okay to play him in a qualifier against Ukraine for 90 minutes ahead of a Levi Colwill that's playing regularly, and ahead of a Fikayo Tomori that's playing regularly, and ahead of a Lewis Dunk that's playing regularly. That's not okay. That's not okay. And then when we get to the friendly against Scotland, Mark Guehi comes off. For whatever reasons Gareth Southgate wants to sub Mark Guehi off. Okay, you're 2-0 up at half-time. What do? Instead to utilise your Levi Colwill or your Tomori. Tomori, who's been for a long time, ousted and not given an opportunity in this England team when he deserved to be. Going back to his Chelsea days, let alone his AC Milan days that have been very consistent. He's not given an opportunity. We get to half-time, you're 2-0 up against Scotland. You've got flexibility, you've got freedom. What does Southgate do? Nah, not going to give a chance and see what Colwill might do and see what Tomori might do. Nah, I'm going to play Harry Maguire. The guy that shouldn't have even been called up to the England team. Now, this is where the frustration comes in. It's not on Harry Maguire himself, and the fact that he scored an own goal only makes it worse. Do you now understand? This isn't on Maguire. People look at Maguire and expect this sort of performance because he's not on form. He's not playing for his club. But people are looking at Southgate. Southgate has enabled this. Like I said yesterday, this is on Gareth Southgate. This isn't on Harry Maguire. This is why I said earlier on, maybe Maguire is just the scapegoat. It's not. People know what to expect from Harry Maguire. The truth of the truth. He's playing rubbish. It's as simple as that. You have to call a spade a spade. But the problem isn't him. It's Gareth Southgate. You are enabling this. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now if Maguire wasn't called up. Deservedly not called up. If Harry Maguire, even if he was called up, he was on the bench, we saw Tomori or we saw Levi Colwill play, we wouldn't be having this conversation because he'd be on the bench and people will be okay with it because he's not playing for his club and he doesn't deserve to play. It's as simple as that. That's the problem. So I'm not going to come and be like, oh no, he's getting so much criticism, we've got to feel sorry for him and therefore he's got to play. No, that's what Gareth Southgate has done. That's why he's played him. He's playing him out of sympathy, and this is why we're in the situation we're in. Because when you try to force something based on being the victim, it only gets worse. You're not helping the player. This is why I said yesterday in yesterday's video, I am not looking at Harry Maguire now. I'm looking at Gareth Southgate. You're enabling this. You are doing this. You're making it worse for him. He understands. Of course he understands he's got to play better. Like any professional and anyone that can see with two eyes can notice he's got to play better. I'm sure Harry Maguire knows that. No one needs to tell him that. But Southgate is forcing this. And this is why we're having the situation we're in. This is why we're having the conversation we're in. So you want to come out with a statement, Mumsy, respectfully, I would say, don't come out in terms of looking at the fans that are critiquing him. Turn your attention to Gareth Southgate because he's enabled this. Have a conversation with him. He's the man you want to talk to, not everyone else. So there's that. Jamie Carragher decided to come out with something, and I've got a bone to pick with him as well. This is ridiculous. This is getting stupid. Check this out. When Onana started yelling at Maguire, in my view, disgracefully, playing to the gallery to endear himself to Man United fans, it said everything about what's gone wrong. He has the persona of someone whose confidence and authority is utterly broken. Why play him then? Why is Southgate playing him then? There we go. You've just given yourself basically an oxymoron. If he's broken, if his confidence is shattered, why is he playing? Give him some time out. Wait, see what's up. Get to speed with him in training. No, well, but that's not even the point. The fact that Carragher, as a central defender, as an accomplished central defender, as a central defender that was actually very good at his peak and at his prime. I respect Jamie Carragher in terms of a player and the sort of defender he was. I love the sort of defender he was. For him to be able to come out and say that what Onana done for Maguire on his debut, when Onana made his debut and he yelled at Maguire, was wrong? That's outrageous. Respectfully, shame on you, Jamie. You should know better. Did Dudek ever yell at you? Of course he did. Did David James ever yell at you when you first broke into the Liverpool team and David James had already been an established goalkeeper back in the day? Did he yell at you? Of course he did. I'm not having this thing. This gives the sort of sentiment that yelling to your teammate is wrong. I'm sorry, but you're from a generation that should understand that. Just like I understand that. Maybe the kids now are in a mindset of, oh no, don't shout too loud, it's too wrong, because things have gone a little soft, let's be honest. But you're from a generation where it wasn't soft, and you should know. Shouting is the least of your worries back in the day. Shouting was the least. If you got a shout, you would be grateful. Because it could have been worse. And you were there, come on man, you go into those dressing rooms back in the day and you see how crazy it gets in there. Where players are on the brink of tears, come on. But that's what made players men, that's what made players strong, that's what made players resilient. That's what made your generation the generation it was. Solid. Because of this. Onana comes out with a standard, and in that game when he yelled at him, we could see that Maguire was making a clear mistake. And you're saying Onana doesn't have a right to go and yell at him? Of course he's going to yell at him. Onana's just come into the club, wants to have a good impression, and he notices a central defender that's going to sabotage him and possibly get him to concede. I'd be screaming. So Jamie Carragher coming out with it. This is the thing. It's Onana. If this was Pickford, would you say the same thing? I doubt it. I doubt it very much. If Pickford was the one yelling at Maguire, I don't think we'd get this article. This is what I'm saying. This is getting stupid. This whole thing's getting ridiculous. What is this softness? Why are people getting so soft? This is football, man. This is elite, top of the range, Premier League football, creme de la creme, best league in the world. Standards are high. Come on. And people like Jamie Carragher know this. You came, as I said, you came from a generation where it was worse than this. Come on. But now we're getting mums making statements and we're getting, honestly, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like I said, I understand her statement and where it's coming from, but this is getting stupid. And you know what? It doesn't help Harry Maguire. Can I just say this to wrap up in terms of the Harry Maguire story? This statement that his mum's come out with doesn't help him. It makes him look weak. Now you got your mum coming out and making a statement. What is that? What sort of image? This is why I'm saying it's not good to dictate decisions based on emotion. Right? She probably felt in the heat of the moment this was the right thing to do. Wrong. You've based this on emotion. Wrong. Let this time to spill over a little bit. Things calm down. Premier League football returns. Maguire then comes into the Man United team. It seems because maybe they've got injuries at centre back. Maybe he puts in a good performance. All of a sudden things calm down. Give it time. But this doesn't make Maguire look nice, I'll be honest. It makes him look even weaker. And then at the end of the statement, she comes out and says, he can deal with it. It doesn't look like he can deal with it, let's be honest. Why? Because of a statement like this. This is where you have to really be logical and think with a rationale here, not based on emotion. There seems to be a bubble of too much protection, too much bubble protection around Harry Maguire and trying to make it look all okay and it's fine and whatnot. Like, no. Up your performances. Simple as that. But not just that. Like I said, that's not the key problem in terms of this whole argument. It's Gareth Southgate playing players that shouldn't be playing. Simple as that. He shouldn't have been called up. If he wasn't called up, we would not be having this conversation, and rightfully so, he wouldn't be called up. And like I said, for Jamie Carragher, coming out with nonsense like that, I expect better from someone of his generation. I really do. Really, really do. So let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated in relation to Maguire, the statement, Jamie Carragher, Southgate. Let me know down below. Now, Chelsea talk, before we wrap up, very, very quickly. Chelsea, I think, have given us a teaser on what to expect on Sunday, and you're not going to like this. Here it is. We'll see you Sunday, Blues. They put out this picture of Enzo, Chilwell, and Sterling. And I don't know if you can read between the lines here, but that tells me Enzo in central midfield, Sterling on the right and Chilwell on the left. The preview for that game will come on Saturday, where I will be clarifying the situation about Chilwell at left wing. And look, if we see it again, I swear. Be here on Saturday. I'll give you my preview and my predictions. And make sure you catch this video right here for... No, it's not going to be here. I'm going to link you to Shootout, the channel. I'll link you to the channel. It's also in the description. Make sure you're hitting there. But tomorrow, you're going to be getting Premier League predictions. Make sure you guys are there because we've gone over, briefly, Bournemouth, Chelsea, and all the other games and what we're going to expect from this and how we think it's going to go down. But on Saturday, make sure you're here to catch the preview for Bournemouth versus Chelsea. And I'm going to talk about this left-wing situation with Ben Chilwell and what Chelsea need to do. Because, yeah, like I said, if we see this one more time, I don't think it's going to go down very well. Let's just say that now. Let's wait and see. Now, to talk about Chelsea and January, check this out. Other fans are not going to like this. Fraser Fletcher says, understand Chelsea could add at least 3 more in the January window with another striker and creative player still wanted by Pochettino. That's a lot of signings. That's a lot of signings, man. Look, I think Ivan Toney will be the guy targeted in terms of the striker. I think we've clarified that. The rumours seem to be popping up now. I think Chelsea will be targeting Toney. We'll see what happens there. But in terms of 2 other players, creative players, and it's going to be interesting because at this time in January, we're probably going to have Nkunku back. We'll have Chukwuemeka back. We'll have people from injury all back. Reece James will be back. So what's going to be the transfer strategy? Who should we realistically go for? You know, when players are all back, and are we going to have a big squad again? I hope not. This is the thing. So let me know your thoughts down below on what you expect in the January window. I think it's still too early to dictate. I think it's still too early to say. To add 3 more, I think could be overkill. I think it could be overdoing it. I would probably add a striker. Even so, we'll see what Broja does now. He's going to be coming back. But I would probably add a striker. And we've got Cole Palmer in. I think we're covered. Maybe a winger. If we're looking at a winger, that's it. I don't think we need more. So let me know your thoughts down below and we'll see what happens in Jan. What do you expect and what do you think Chelsea should do? Much appreciated. And there we are. I will see all of you later on for video number 2. Make sure you guys are here for that. And to be here for that, like I've already mentioned, you have to make sure you're subscribed. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. And like I've already mentioned, don't forget to check out Shootout. Links are in the description as well as all the socials, my personal ones and the Younes Talks Football socials on Insta, on X and on TikTok. Make sure you're following all of those. Hit those links in the description. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you later on for video number 2. Let's see what happens from now up until later. And I'll be giving my thoughts on it. So I'll catch all of you then. Thank you all so much for watching, people. Have a good one. See you a lot later. Take care. And peace.